back to a free tutorial, and today I'm going to teach you how you can upstyle your crochet a little bit using embroidery. Yes, you can use other things besides crochet to add onto your crochet. Another option, by the way, in case you're curious, could be an iron-on, but be careful. That is best to do when you have cotton yarn, not anything else, because it can melt or frizz or whatever. All kinds of bad things can happen. So cotton yarn if you are using iron-on. But today's focus is going to be embroidery, and so I'm going to show you a few different stitches that you could use in many different ways to add something to your crochet. Okay, so as you can see here, this is one example. I have this right here. This is one of our baskets, right? The picture shows a little bit better on how to make it look like there is literally embroidery added to your crochet. All right, hello everyone, how's it going? Do I see a question here? I'm just gonna look back. Sandy says, does anyone know when she will be showing the stress ball? I think I answered that in the comments. It's coming tomorrow. We're gonna have a stress ball tomorrow. Woohoo! This is our last live tomorrow. Also the last chance to win some prizes. Okay, so let's talk about, so first we're gonna do a few stitches for embroidery that you could use for your crochet. Then we're gonna talk about the crochet club, because this little video here that I'm doing is an introduction into how I teach in the crochet club and how much fun we can have in the crochet club if you join us. And at the very end, we're gonna give away some prizes. So if we get more than 100 viewers while we're live, we're gonna give away 3 prizes. Otherwise, it'll be 2. Yesterday, we were able to give away 3 prizes. The day before, it was 2 prizes. So it's up to you. Are we going to get over 100? We already close. We're at 54 right now within 3 minutes. 60 actually within 3 minutes. So let's see. Kelly, maybe later. Maybe later. I'm not done with it yet. Otherwise, I would show it to you. I'm almost done with it. Anyways, I'm really excited for the stress ball tomorrow though, so that's gonna be fun. Okay, so first I want to show you a couple of pictures on what embroidery could look like. Again, this is an example, or these are 4 different examples, okay? So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? So 4 different options right here on what you could add to your crochet, okay? So you could add words or numbers or anything like that, okay? That is one option. That uses the chain stitch. You can do that in crochet too if you use the surface crochet stitch. The chain stitch looks exactly the same. It's just done with a hook. The chain stitch that I'm going to show you today is done with a tapestry needle. It looks the same in the end, so you know, you can go back and forth. Here's an embroidered accent I added, also surface crochet / chain stitch, right? Either way, the idea is that you're making chains, but you have a fabric in between. Instead of having air, right? When you make chains, there's air in between. It's just chains. Here, there's fabric in between, which in this case would be crochet, right? So that is another option. Here's the same thing. I also used the chain stitch / embroidery surface crochet stitch to add some lines. Do you see that? That would be just lines added in order to have like a tic-tac-toe game, for example. These are all of my patterns, by the way. And then right here, as I mentioned earlier, you could add flowers, for example. These are examples, okay? Your creativity is wild, and I love you for that. So make sure you use all your creativity to come up some really cool ideas on how you can upstyle your crochet, right? When you have your crochet done, especially when there's a lot of solid colors, add something to it. Make it stand out. Make it special. Make it sparkle if you like. Maybe if you have sparkle yarn, you can do that too, right? Or thread. And that's another thing I want to talk about. You don't have to use thread for this. You can use thread. You can use yarn. I used yarn for all of it right here. I may have used some thinner yarn for it. For example, the flowers done in a little bit thinner yarn, but the rest of it is done in pretty much the same yarn as the actual project, right? So allow your creativity to go wild in this way. And we're going to go through a few different stitches now together. so that you know how to use embroidery to your crochet. All right, so I have here one of my, ooh, I thought it was dark enough. Hang on, make it a little bit darker. Okay, I have here a, this is actually one of my tissue box covers, but I thought it would be the perfect surface right here to add something to it. I'm gonna pull it back out. This is gonna be my little sample right here to show you how to do this, okay? We're gonna talk about the Zoom later. Looks like someone missed it. Oh no, did someone miss it? Let's see. Looks like someone missed a Zoom. Oh no! Okay, you can email me. Please email me. If you don't email me, that would not be good. Please email me and I'm happy to help you for the next time around. But the link technically includes the code, like the passcode and everything, okay? All right, so let's go through a few different stitches that you should probably know if you want to upstyle your crochet, okay? So the first thing I want to do is the very easy one, which is a chain stitch. I'm just going to go up and down. You can also go sideways, but because of my little swatch being this way, I'm just going to go up and down, okay? So right here, I'm just going to show you how to make a chain stitch. Now, remember, you can do this specific one also in using surface crochet, okay? Anyways, so the first thing you're going to do is you come from the back to the front, wherever you want your chain stitches to be, right? Then you can make a loop. This is what I like to do. You can make it later too. I like to make a loop first, so that way I know it's there and I hold tight on it. I go back into the stitch where I came from, okay? Let me pull my yarn a little bit longer so that my yarn end is not so long and get tangled, okay? So I make a loop, I go back in where I came from, okay? And you're gonna pull this through, but you're gonna hold tight on that loop, okay? So make it, of course, straight, not twisted. And now you're going to go into the area where you want your chain to be permanently attached, okay? So in this case, I would come over here and come out from the back to the front, right? And I push through that chain right there, okay? So you literally push through it. And then you're going to go back into the same stitch where you just came out of, but you went around the loop. Do you see that? I went around the loop. So I'm now coming from the other side and I'm going back into the stitch where I came from. Okay. So like so. Okay, and here's your chain, right? Now there's other ways to make a chain, and that would be, instead of pulling that loop back into the back, is to make a new chain right after. So I'm going to show you that, okay? So this is more similar to the lazy daisy right here, right, where it's being pulled back. So I'm going to show you the version that is most often used, where you don't pull it back. So let me pull this back out so I can show you. Hang on. I'm just going to pull one of these back out, okay? Because this would be more closely to the lazy daisy, which I'll show you a little bit more closely later. So if we're now, instead of going into the same stitch, we're going a little bit and making another loop, then it's going to be more looking like a chain, okay? So let me show you. So I went out here, right? And came right through the chain. So now we'll make another loop right here and go back into this, into the stitch, okay? So like so. You make another loop, right? But you need to hold tight on this loop, because if you pull it through, then it's going to disappear, right? Because you're now going to go over here and start the next chain, okay? So over here, you can start the next chain by going through like so. And that now holds tight on that chain. You see how they kind of all hold tight on each other? And it does look like a chain was made, right? On the back, you have those lines. We call them bumps, right? When we do actual chains, you have the bumps in the back and you have the front loop and the back loop, right? It looks exactly the same, just that you're doing it with a tapestry needle. So let me show you here one more time. Okay, so you go through it like this, right? And you go back into the same spot where you came from and you pull it to the back. You keep that loop that you made though. And you want to make sure they're kind of about even, okay? Just like when you make chains, you want them to be even. So when you have your chain over here, you go now through it from the back to the front and hold tight on that chain. You see how that tapestry needle catches it? Now, let's say you want to finish it now and say, okay, I'm done with my chains. That is where you now go around the chain and go into the same spot again and pull it back, like the way I showed you earlier, right? So in the beginning, I showed you one chain. Now I showed you multiple, and then how to fix it so it doesn't move anymore, okay? So there's your little chain, okay? Now that allows you to make words and numbers and symbols or whatever you like, okay? Lines even, okay? And it allows you to create something to it, to your crochet, and it makes it look like chains, which I said you can use a hook for that too, right? And just pull it through. But I'm going to focus today on embroidery with a tapestry needle versus a crochet hook, okay? Now the next thing I want to teach you is the running stitch, okay? So that's a very common stitch to make lines as well. So I'm coming here from the back to the front, okay? And I'm making a running stitch. So the running stitch is literally, think of it like a wave going in, out, in, out. So there's going to be some gaps in between. So let me show you. I'm going to hold this like this, and because I like to do it literally like a wave. So I'm going here from one round to the next, and I'm allowing myself to use these little holes. Think of them as little dots to guide me, okay? So I'm coming out, going in, but then I'm going to come back out, back in, back out, right? And here I'm going to pull this, and now I have a running stitch, and I actually made multiple of them right here. Do you see that? Okay, and you always have a gap in between. That is how the running stitch looks like. So I'm going to make here a couple more. So I'm going in, out, in, out. You can do it shorter. I just made a few of them here together, so that way it goes a little faster, right? And you have your line right here. It is, by the way, this is also very helpful if you don't make a knot or anything. This can be very helpful to figure out where your rounds are, right? To count your rounds. This is really cool. Okay, so now if you want to do the back stitch, for example, then you just simply work your way back. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to go back in over here, and then I'm going to come back out where I just came from. Do you see that right here? So the back stitch would be where you're now, well, this is, you mean, as I back stitches back and forth, there's one called the double running stitch and the back stitch. They're very similar to each other, so sometimes people use them interchangeably. The idea is that you're now working your way back over it, and you fill in the gaps so that line is not separated like the way the running stitch is, but you're now going in the opposite direction. Think of like a wave, how you learned it in math, right? You have the waves, and then you have now the anti-wave. Okay, so it now goes on the other side. So you're now working your way the opposite direction, right? And so that way you're filling in the gaps. Okay, so let me show you how that would look like. I'm literally just pulling this through and going in the anti-wave, right? So I'm going to go through the stitches again. This is more like the way we do it for the double running stitch, where you work your way back. And then I'm going to show you the version of the back stitch that, you know, is done slightly different, but has pretty much the same look of it, right? So I'm going to go all the way over here and come back out, so that way I finish this row. So this would be the double running stitch, and then the back stitch of it, if you do the back stitch, what you're doing is you're going in loops right away, right? So let me kind of show you how this looks like. If I come over here, and come back out over here, and then I'm going over down here, I'm kind of going back, but then I'm going forward. So let me show you. So I'm going into the, like coming forward towards me, right? So I'm kind of going back, but now I'm going to go over here, right? And then I'm going back in where it originally came from. So that will be the back stitch, right? They look the same in the end, but this is the double running stitch and this is the back stitch. You see that? So I'm going back in over here, and now I'm moving forward. So technically there's a gap first, but I'm filling in the gap. Do you see that? So over here, this is considered the back stitch. So now I'm going back, but then I'm going forward. Do you see that? Back and forward, back and forward. They look pretty much the same. They have the same look of it, but they're done slightly different. So one of them, you go all the way in first, then you work your way back. The other one, you do it instantly. Do you see that? So that is the two different ways and how you can make a line. You can see that this is probably a little bit prettier in my opinion. That's just me, you know, than the double running one, because this one you have to do after the fact, and here you do it instantly at the same time. Okay, let's see. How's it going, everyone? How do you guys like this? Let's Dana says she lost her connection, but she's back. Hello, hello. Okay, just checking if there's another comment here anywhere that I need to focus on. Nana says, make sure you always go to the same side of the previous stitch for uniformity. Yes, exactly. This is why this one didn't go exactly like that, because my yarn is also a little bit twisted. So it kind of twisted it when I went back on this one. This one is prettier. I like that one better anyways. I use that more often. Okay, so let me show you another stitch right here. I'm going to just do this right here, right next to it, which is something called the French knot. Okay, have you heard of the French knot before? It's a very commonly used stitch in order, especially even in crochet, in order to add eyes or little dots in your flowers, anything that is dot-like, but it's a little bit more 3D like. Even maybe even you want to show off a I don't know, a screw or something. You know, when we made the treasure chest, then we added some screws to it, but we used the French knot for that. So let me show you. So what you would do is, this is how I do it. Don't wrap it too often. 2 times I would say is max, otherwise it will turn a little bit into a different stitch. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to wrap your yarn closely to your actual project, okay, twice around the tapestry needle. Now make sure, and I'm going to pull this away for a second so you can see it, this is where I came out of. Do not go in the same stitch again. Go over just a teeny tiny bit, okay? Just a little bit. You don't want to go in the same stitch. You know what happens when you do? You're going to pull that knot to the back, literally. So you want it to be in the front, right? At least for me, I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move over just a teeny tiny bit, right? And then I will push my needle through, and I hold tight on my yarn so that that twist doesn't go anywhere, right? So I'm just going to pull this through. Hang on, it got a little tangled. This is what happens when you don't hold tight on it properly. Hang on. My needle got stuck. See? My actual knot went to the back because I didn't hold tight on it. So let me do that again because Nikki didn't hold tight on it properly. And now it got tangled. Hee hee. Okay, don't worry. I'll untangle it. I'll untangle it. Oh, goodness gracious. Why didn't I hold tight on that yarn? This is what happens, okay? See, this is what you get. You get some bloopers when you're here live. Bloopers! Okay, let me untangle my yarn for a second. It's somewhere twisted. Where is it? There it is. There's the twist. Okay, let's do this again, okay? So again, you're going to wrap it around. Hang on. Needle. Work with me. Okay, so wrap it around and you're going to go right next to it. I'm holding tight on my yarn this time. Just a hint right over, okay? I'm holding tight on it this time, okay? And then I'm going to pull it through. Okay, very gently push it through. And then we have our knot. So very gently, very gently. I always say gentle with this one. Take your time on the French knot. Otherwise, it'll look weird. And boop. There's your French knot. Ta-da! French knot done. Let's do one more, okay? So you come, I'm going to do it right next to it. I'm going to pull it through. Okay, and now let's wrap it around again. Let's do it again. I'm going to show you that I can do this, and that just, you know, one time was a little blooper. So you wrap it around twice, and you go just slightly over. Do not go into the same stitch where you came from. Just a hint over. Otherwise, you're going to pull it back, right? You saw that in the beginning. That's what can happen. So I'm going to move my yarn over. I'm holding tight on my yarn over here. You see that, how I'm holding tight? So my twist doesn't untwist. And now I'm pulling this through gently, very gently. I'm holding tight on my yarn. You see how I'm holding tight still? Until the end. Then I let go. And look how pretty my little French knots are. Look at that. Yes, I usually use shorter one too, but I'm trying to teach you a lot, so my yarn is a little bit longer. Okay, so another stitch I want to show you would be the cross stitch. You can make the cross stitch a few different ways, okay? Nana's asking, would you recommend 2 times no matter the yarn? Yes, I would. If you do it more than that, it's going to turn into almost like a bridge, right? It's going to twist a little bit more. Think about it. How many times do you want to wrap and then you push the yarn through? It's going to almost look like a different stitch in the end, okay? So I'm going to show you now how to do the cross stitch. So the cross stitch you can do different ways. You can do similar to this, where you first do diagonals and then you work your way back, or you make the X immediately, like single X's at a time. That is a preference. I like to make it immediately. I like to make my X's immediately and then just move on to the next X. So here would be 1X. Again, this is the cross stitch. See, I'd like to do 1X at a time. So over here, I'm going in, out, and make my little X's. So every time a diagonal, and then I go to the next one. So I'm just going to do here one more, just that you can see it. This is another way to add words. Often used is the cross stitch. And you can add words to your projects that way too, because you can literally use your little dots that you have right here. I like to call them dots when I use it for embroidery, so I know where I'm going into, the little gaps in between the stitches. Allow them to guide you so that you have a line, right? This is best to do on, let's say, single crochet, waistcoat stitch, anything like that. Any stitches that are a little bit funky looking, that don't have a grid-like system, may be a little bit hard to use for embroidery, but it's possible. Okay, so another stitch I wanted to show you is called the open square. So what you're going to do is, it looks like a square, but it has an opening on the top. Okay, you can make it in different ways. I'm just going to show you in this direction right here. Okay, so an open square pretty much just means that one of the sides is not closed. So what I like to do is kind of make a line first, right? 2 lines, and go over here, right? 2 lines, and then close it up, right? And then you go over to the next one. So let me show you. So this would be one open square. You see that? One open square. You can use that for a lot of different stitches. It is very often used on edges, right? To have kind of an edge. And again, you can make it in different ways. So here again, I like to go up and then over where I came from. So that way I'm closing it up. See? And now go back over here. So you have your little open squares next to each other. Let me do one more, and then we go to another stitch. Okay, so are there any questions so far? Please let me know. I'm just going to finish this open square over here, so that way you can see this. This is how it looks like. See that? By the way, this is glow in the dark yarn, so this is why I'm moving my hand so you can see the glow effect. Yeah, so it's pretty yarn actually. I kind of like it. So this is an open square, okay? Another cool one is a fern stitch. Have you ever heard of the fern stitch? Let me show you the fern stitch, okay? So what you do is, looks like a fern, literally, and you work your way from one side to another. So what I like to do first, I'm going to go in this direction right here, and you usually always have 3 lines ending up into one point. Okay, so here I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna literally use my little dots here to guide me. Okay, so I'm making here 3 lines like so, and they're all ending up in the same spot right here. See that? All in the same spot. Now I work my way down and do the middle one. Okay, so now I'm gonna do line over here, line over here, line over here. Do you see that? Do you see that? So this is the first part of the fern, right? Now we're gonna work our way in the same direction again. You can work it however you like, but the idea is that they all end up in the same spot. Okay, so there's kind of like a middle line that goes through. I'm gonna check the the comments in a second. There's a question. Just want to finish here another fern one right here so you can see that. So there is a middle line that kind of connects with each other, and then there's the 2 on the sides that are kind of poking out, right? But they all kind of end up in the same. Do you see that? Okay, so let's see. This is the fern stitch right here. I think this was the question from Margot. Let's see. Tracy says on the edge of a blanket would be cool. Cool. Yes. Francis says, I love doing a cross stitch on basic Afghan stitch. I made a Siamese, did I say this right? Cat pillow, and it's one of my prettiest pillow. Will you show us? Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. All right. I think I answered everyone at this point, right? Okay, so that is the fern stitch. This is the open square. This is the cross stitch. This is the French knot. This is the back stitch. And this one was either the double running or just a single running stitch. And then this was the chain stitch, just to define all of them right now. Okay. I'm going to do the lazy daisy. Okay. I mentioned that earlier. So let's actually do the lazy daisy. So I'm just going to start here at the center and work my way out. Okay. So the lazy daisy is very similar to this guy, but it's kind of done as the very last one right here, but in a kind of a circle, right? You're literally making a daisy, okay? So again, you're making a circle right here, or a loop if you want to call it that way. And you're going to make sure that the loop is staying there, because you're going to come back out inside of this loop. So right here inside, you're going to go around it and pretty much, let's say, capture it, right? So it's not going anywhere. See, you capture it this way. Now you're going to do this literally all the way around, so until it looks like a daisy. How many you do, that's kind of up to you. How big do you want your daisy to look like? The most important thing is to try to attempt to make all of these loops about even, so it looks better that way. So again, I'm going to go back in here and like literally inside of this chain, and then I go around it, go inside the same stitch again, but it went around it so it captures it. Okay, let's see. Margot says the previous stitch. Okay, I assume you're talking about this one. This one was the open square. So fern, open square, cross. I think those are the ones that I just did. Anyway, so I'm just going to do a few more. Let me do 5 in total. So this is 2. Let me do a few more. So again, I'm going to come out of the same spot. You could have a French knot in the middle, by the way, or a few French knots. You make your little loopy loop, right? You try to make sure that that loop kind of is even, meaning they're all kind of the same, right? If it doesn't, the daisy might look a little weird. So try to see that you make all of these about even. And then again, you want to capture it by going through the chain. Hang on, I am on a different angle right now, so I have to kind of look from the top. Okay, so you go into that chain that you made, then you go back in the same stitch, but you go around the chain, so you're capturing it, right? That's kind of how I explain it. You can explain it in a different way. I feel like that holds nicely tight on it, right? So I'm going to do 2 more, so it looks like a pretty one, right? With pretty little loops, like an actual daisy, right? So you're going to go through it. You make your chain, right? Like so. Try to make them again all even, as I said. Now let's capture it. So you're going to go through the chain. Let me see if I can do that properly. I'm in a different angle over here. All right, so went through it. I'm going to angle it like this way. This is easier for me to see. Okay, so now go back into the same stitch where I came from, but I went around the chain, right? So I'm capturing it. So let's do one more so that the daisy actually has 5 little loops, or 5 petals, I guess. And that way it finishes my little daisy. Okay, this is going to be our last one for today. It's really cool though. And then we're going to review all of them together, so that way you have an idea of what they're all called again, in case you ever want to look it up. So here's our little daisy. So again, you go into the chain, now go around the chain in the same stitch again, and that captures your little loops, right? So let's review all of them that we just did. There's many different other ones. This is just a little fraction, okay? So I'm going to make it a hint darker. So it looks like some of you guys have a hard time seeing this, okay? So hopefully this is a little bit easier to see. I know the lighting is sometimes weird with white light. I should have used like yellow. Okay, so this one would be the chain stitch. Looks exactly the same way as a surface crochet stitch, just done with a tapestry needle. Here we have the running stitch or the double running stitch. This is the back stitch right here. Looks very similar, right? Not exactly same. We have the French knots right here. Then I made the cross stitch over here. The open square, so that means one side is not closed all the way, right? It leaves it open, therefore it's called the open square. This is the fern. This you can use for like a daisy, right, on the bottom, so you have like the stem and the flowers, etc. You could even make the lines a little bit longer, but this is the fern, and then this is the lazy daisy, okay? Are there any questions about this stitch? Okay, so let's see. I'm just looking if there's another question that I may have missed, but it looks like I got everyone. Am I right? Are there any further questions about any of these stitches? As I said, this is a small fraction, but these are the most common used ones in crochet to add something pretty to your crochet, to upstyle your crochet, to add a little spice to it, to add something pretty to it, to make it shine and sparkly, right? Anything you wish to add to your crochet, you can. It is your crochet project, right? You do not have to do it exactly how the designer designed liked it. You could even add something to it because you feel like, you know what, it needs a little something extra. And that's what I love about the community, is that we have so many creative ideas that really it comes together and you can make your work shine. And we always love to see it. So please always share your pictures, and that way we can celebrate you. The community would love to see what's inside your brain and you turn it into your crochet, right? Are there any more questions about this? Otherwise, I'm going to swoop around and we can talk about the crochet club. It looks like Nana says thank you. You're welcome, girl. Okay, I'm going to swoop around because I think I answered all the questions about the embroidery. Okay, now you just noticed what happened, right? We were here live, all right, and you learned something new. But at the same time, while you learned something new, you were here with the community. You see the community in the comments. You weren't crocheting alone. You weren't here alone. You had everyone else here with you. So let's talk about this in a different kind of aspect. And this is why I have these questions here usually, because that way you can really see what the crochet club is all about, right? Do you usually crochet alone? And I'm going to tell you, you do not ever have to, okay? You can be part of the community and have that community effect, the community feeling, to get you inspired, to laugh with others that are like-minded people. We just had our Zoom chat in the crochet club and it was so much fun. We had never had this many people show up. I think we were close to around 30 people that showed up. We even had on Zoom 2 pages because there were so many people there. I had 2 pages. I had to swap back and forth so I can see everyone. It was so much fun. Let's see. Can you, Margot says, can you start over? Margot, we have a replay. You can watch at the end the video again, so that way you can see it, okay? So no worries. You can go through it again. That's why I keep the videos up. The replay is available. But Margot, you can always email me. In fact, I would be upset if you don't email me because I wouldn't be able to help you. So make sure that you email me if you have any problems at all. I'm always there to help you. Anyways, you do not have to crochet alone. There was several people in the Zoom chat today that were crocheting. Francis, for example, was crocheting. There are a few other people that were crocheting. It was so much fun. We were introducing all the newbies that had just joined. They were talking about why they joined, and everyone was talking about the community. They loved it. There was so much fun. We had some laughs today. Oh my gosh, there was some laughs today. There were some people that talked about how addicted they are to crochet, and then the housework had a little bit delayed because, you know, crocheting comes first in the alphabet, right? So crochet comes before household. Am I right? Anyways, so you never have to experience boring videos again. You want to learn something? Let's do it with us together, okay? We have so much fun, and you do not ever have to worry about boring videos. You don't have to worry about weird background sounds, no voiceovers or anything like that. In fact, you get the videos most of the time live, and then you have the replays available too. It was so much fun. Jenny says, I joined today, my first Zoom for anything. Yes! And you had fun too. Jenny was protecting her chickens today. It was so much fun. We had a good time in a Zoom chat, and they're always going to be good. There's always something to talk about, and we do them twice a month, right? And you also never have to worry about pattern support because you get it instantly. When we have live tutorials, you get it there instantly, just like we just experienced, right? You learned something, and at the same time, you were able to ask questions, and then I answered it live there on camera. Now, if it happens that you watch the replay, you just email me, and then I help you that way. Or you ask in the community, you put a post into the Facebook group that is part of the crochet club, and you get answers that way, either from the community or from me, right? For example, let's say you want to find your next crochet bestie. It's like, hey, does anyone live in this area? Then you can post into the group and you will find your crochet bestie. You might even be neighbors and you don't even know, right? We have so many people in the crochet club that all connected with each other. It was really fun. Look, Tracy even said, I had to stop crocheting and cuddle my dog. Yes, and her dog was part of the Zoom chat too. It was really fun. Donna was there. She had fun. It was her first time too. Yes, we had a lot of folks today in a meeting. Yes, there were so many there. It was amazing. Christy, we missed you. I hope you can join the next one. Let's see. Sis says, oh, I missed it. What Zoom? Yes, it was in the crochet clubs. It looks like you missed it. No worries. If you email me, I will tell you when the next one is, but you can also go into the crochet club into the event section and you will see the events listed. All the events are listed when the next one is happening, and the link is in there too. With the passcode, everything is included within the link. So it's easy to find. Easy peasy. But I would love for you to join us the next time around. Okay, so let's talk about what you can actually feel like when you are part of the community, like Diana, right? I like to show off Diana because she really summarizes everything in one little small comment, right? She wrote down, I love being part of TCC, the Crochet Club. Nikki is so patient and knowledgeable. The community is so supportive and fun. I've been crocheting for almost 50 years and I learned something new here. The TCC is the best club I have found. That makes me so super happy because we really have a lot of fun. We joke around. We have laughters. We talk about crochet things. They ask about behind the scene things. Sometimes I even give them the little sneak peeks that usually happens in Zoom chats and the live crochet alongs and the live tutorials. They get a little bit of a sneak peek behind the scenes. They get to know it first, right? They're my first priority. Anything, if there's a question, I go to them first, meaning I answer them first. Okay, Christy says, I hope so. I love our Zoom chats. Yes, come back the next time. Let's see. I'm just checking if there. Margaret says, I learned a lot today. Well, that makes me very happy. Okay, so let's see. Do I have to go to the crochet club to the Zoom? Yes. Are you in the crochet club? Sis Countess, are you? I don't know if you remember or not. We have almost 1,000 members. So unfortunately, I don't remember everyone. I do remember my regulars. But I don't remember everyone. Are you in the crochet club? Let us know if you are, so that way I can tell you exactly where everything is. So let's see. Oh, Christy, that's a good one. TCC is a community. Oh my God, yes. We come together unified. Oh my gosh, I love that. I got to remember this one. I'm going to take a screenshot of this one later. This one is a good one, Christy. Man, I love this. Rowie, I saw your comment. I know you had some trouble. I wonder if you went to Zoom directly and instead of clicking the actual link in the event, because the event has a passcode attached. You were asking me what the passcode is. You just had to click that link because the passcode is within the link. It's already attached. That way you don't have to type anything in. So why don't you email me, Rowie, and then I will show you a step-by-step where it is the next time around so you won't miss it the next time. Sounds good? Okay, so let me show you a couple of other things what the Crochet Club is all about. So as I said, this is a screenshot from like a while ago, a few months ago, where there was only a few members there, right, in the Zoom chats. Now we have like a huge screen, like we have like 2 pages full, where I had to swipe back and forth so I can see everyone. I wanted to make sure I see everyone. But anyways, so this one is a really, really fun community, right? We have so much fun in the Zoom chats. We love about a lot of things, and we meet virtually twice a month, okay? That is just the Zoom chats alone. However, in total, we meet 6 to 7 virtual times every single month. So we have 2 Zoom chats. So for those who missed it, these are the times, okay? It's the 2nd Thursday of the month and the 4th Thursday of the month at different times. The only time it changes if there's a holiday. I usually pull it forward or backward. So that is usually, I think, Thanksgiving and Christmas happen to land on the 4th Thursday, I believe. Don't quote me on it. But I know Thanksgiving is. So that one, I think I pulled forward to week 3. Double check in the event section. I already put it in, so that way everyone remembers that, okay? So I do make sure we have twice a month. We have a Zoom chat. As I said, the only time it changes on this schedule right here is when there's a holiday. The same is true for the live tutorials. I usually never skip any, okay? There were always 4 to 5 times a month. The only times where we skip is when TCC is asking me, hey, there's a holiday, can we skip, okay? They're the ones deciding that though. There was times where I said, do you just want me to move it? And most of them just said, no, it's the holiday season. Let's have everyone off. Usually it's only one time a year when I skip it, and that's for Christmas. All the other times I'm there. 4 to 5 times a week, a month, we have our live tutorials every Tuesday, 12 p.m. Pacific time. So that way it's easy to remember. And what do we do during the live tutorials? It is actually exactly what the audience is asking for. What do the TCC, the Crochet Club members, are asking for? They have a poll, and the ideas from the poll comes from them. They have a voice. They get to decide of what's going to be in the poll, and then they're going to vote on it, okay? And then I also check if they want to know about additional tools, stitches, techniques, just like this with the embroidery. They wanted to know a little bit more about that. So we had a whole special session about the embroidery stitches, okay? So we go through the things that they actually want to be taught. Tell me another community where you can have a voice, ask the designer to teach you something, and it actually is happening. And at the same time, you get pattern support and a really positive, supportive community. All at the same time. Tell me another way, another one where you can do this. Okay, so when is the next Zoom? In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. So count from today, 2 weeks. That is going to be the Thursday, because today is Thursday and we just had a Zoom chat. That was the second Thursday of the month. So the fourth Thursday of the month is in 2 weeks. I don't want to look at my calendar right now because it's covered up with my boxes and stuff. So do me a favor and check what the day is in 2 weeks. It could be around the 20th or something. Whatever's the next Thursday, the fourth Thursday of the month. Let's see. Okay. Kelly looked it up right now. It's the 23rd. Thank you. Let's see. What is the time right now? For me, it is 2:41. And this is Pacific Standard Time. If you're in the US, you should be able to calculate back and forth between the time zones. So hopefully you can. If you're not in the US, you can use Google to allow you to convert it back and forth. So these are all Pacific Standard Time. I hope that helps. Let's see. I hope that is helpful. In terms of timing, here's the thing. If you go into the Facebook group in the Crochet Club regarding the Zoom chats, guess what? Facebook converts it to your time. So if I put in 12 p.m. Pacific time as an example, it will calculate it for your time zone. So you will go in and it will tell you what time that is for you. So you don't even have to use a calculator. Facebook does it for you, which is really, really cool. Anyways, so these are the times. Feel free to take a screenshot of this if you like. And that way you can convert it later at your own time. Okay. So the other thing is I wanted to show you what it means to have a poll. So as I said, every month we have a new poll. So that way you can then decide on what patterns are going to be added to the poll. In fact, the next Zoom chat we're going to talk about the new poll. You get to ask all kinds of pattern requests. I will put them into the poll and then you get to decide on it. So for example, we just made, and I'm going to show it to you, we just made the Christmas towel holder right there, okay? Because they were voting on this. So we made this cute little gnome right here as a towel holder. That is what we made a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, on the Tuesday, okay? They wanted this, they got this. And then currently it's kind of going back and forth between the Glittens and the Table Runner. It shows you 15, but I think it has changed since then. This is a screenshot I took, I think, on Monday morning. So it has changed since then, right? So it changes all the time. It depends on when we have new members joining and they vote on their things, right? The Kindle iPad sleeve is also shortly thereafter. So who knows? Whatever is not being covered, it may roll over to the next month poll, right? So it doesn't just disappear on you. If everyone wants to keep it in their poll, then it gets to be there, right? So anyways, so that is what the poll looks like, and it is super fun to put together because all these ideas are popping out of your guys' heads, and then we just put it onto the poll and you guys get to vote on it. And all my job is in the end is to design it for you, which is really, really cool. Anyways, but on top of that, being part of this amazing community, having 6 to 7 virtual meetups, you also get access to the candy shop, which is called the TCC Vault, right? So that is where all your crochet patterns and tutorials are. at. So all the replays of the live tutorials, etc., all the ad-free content of the patterns, over 600 of them, are all in the vault. And the vault is really cool because it is set up in a certain way that not only can you literally have checkoff boxes so you can save your progress, but you can also search for certain patterns, because when you have over 600, it can be hard to find what you're looking for, right? So here's how the check boxes look like, just to give you an example. Okay, so you get to check off the rows, the rounds, the instructions, whatever within the pattern, so that way you can actually keep track of where you are in the pattern without having to print it out. There is a save button on the bottom, and there's a print button on the bottom. So if you feel like you want to print it, then you can print it as well. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to show you kind of like, let me call it behind the scenes, right? A sneak peek, whatever you want to call it, and how it looks like when you go into the vault. So this is the vault. Do you see? I called it the TCC vault. And the first thing you want to familiarize yourself with is the two lines there at the top, which I know seems like I can miss them very easily, which is why I'm pointing them out. Okay, so when you tap the two lines, you're going to see this. First of all, you're going to see all your available products or your purchase products. So when it says my products, that means the ones that you have purchased in the past. They're going to be available right there, so you can find them easily. Okay, and then there also is a tab where it says available products, meaning the ones that you can still purchase if you wish to. You're not forced to. It's just a list of things that are there, right? So you know what you have and what you don't have. The next thing you want to remember is this up here. Very important. Number one is the T right there, which is a font size to make it bigger or smaller. So no matter which device you're on, you can read it very legibly for your own preferences. Then the other thing is the search bar right there. I use it all the time myself, because this is the only way for me to search within the vault myself. Believe it or not, I don't have a search bar in the behind the scenes directly as an admin view. I don't. So this is how I search the vault too. And I check where is which pattern when you're looking for something, right? So you can literally type in whatever you're looking for, keychain, glittens, blanket, whatever, put it in there and it will find it for you. It'll make a list for you of all the things available with that keyword, right? So, but let's say you just want to browse, right? So you're going to scroll down. The first thing you're going to get is the tour, which I highly recommend all the newbies are watching so they know where everything is, right? Whoops. I just tapped on it by accident. Okay, so then you have the Facebook group. You want to join that. Once you're in the Facebook group, okay, once you're joined and I accepted you, make sure you answer the questions, right? I only accept members into this Facebook group that are members, that are paid members of the Crochet Club. They are the only ones that get accepted into that. Once you're accepted into it, then this link right here will work, okay? It doesn't work beforehand. You have to be first part of the group, then that link will work, and it will take you over to the event section in the Facebook group, where you then can find where the Zoom link is and everything, okay? But I also added the Zoom link right here, okay? This guy right there is the Zoom link. Now you don't see it typed out. You have to tap on it, and the passcode and everything is attached to that link, okay? So I added it here, and I also added it into the event section, and I added it into your TCC email. So that's 3 locations where you can find that Zoom link, okay? Anyways, then you also get access to a special coupon code, which is right above here. I kind of scrolled really fast so you don't see it, but there's a special coupon code that the TCC members get access to always have ebooks on sale, right? If you ever need to figure out what level you are on, meaning are you a monthly member, quarterly member, annual member, or whatever, or you need to change your payment method, this is where you would do that. This is my email address if you ever need support. This is why I highlighted it in red, so you can email me, okay? Email me if you have a question, okay? Then there's additional information, which I just told you about, and then there's a referral program that I have too, where you can get gifts if you refer people, and here's then all the categories of all the patterns, where they're all at, okay? Or stitch tutorials or whatever there is, okay? So first you have the mystery crochet alongs, and then you have the rest of it all in alphabetical order, as you can see right here, and you can see the numbers right there, so you can see how many patterns are per category. So if you add them all up, it is a big number. It's actually close to 650, but sometimes there's duplicates. So it's over 600, okay, that you can see in here. Here are all the different types of categories. And then we also have additional resources and stitch tutorials used for printables and games and all kinds of other things are in here too. Let me show you an example of what it looks like when you go into one. I'm going to go to the biggest category right there, which is the home category. And then this is what you're going to see, right? You're going to see this picture grid right there, which is clickable. So you can tap on it and it jumps you right to the pattern, which is ad-free, printer-friendly, and has checkoff boxes. And it is so much fun. It has all the materials listed. Again, material list is also clickable, so you know exactly what I used. How awesome is that? Okay, let's see. Francis says, and Nikki's emails always has a purple heart, so you can always find it. Yes, the subject line for the TCC emails has a purple heart, so it's easy to find. Let's see. Blair, I do not. Let's see. Nana says, wow, I've told so many people about TCC. I didn't see about the referral section. Make sure to use that, girl. Make sure for anything in the future, okay? Go use it. So that way, just use that link, because then in the back end of my end, I can see that someone was referred. And then what I do is I reach out to the person and say, hey, who referred you? That way I can make a list and write it down how many of the people you have referred. And once you reach 3, I will send you a free gift box. If you live in the US or if you're international, you get a free ebook instead. Every time you hit 3, that happens every time. Okay, I make a list and I will know exactly who gets what. Sounds good? So that way I can keep track. I can also see if you maybe need a special little goodie. If you referred a lot of people, who knows? Maybe down the road I'm going to add even more gifts to it. Would be really cool, right? Let's see. Claudia says, I love the suggestions on the table runners. Wait, there was a suggestion? I need to go back on that later. I need to go back on that later and see what the suggestion was. Okay, so let's see. Was there another one? I feel like there was something else that I may have missed. I don't know what I missed. Nancy says, I got 22 ebooks by Nikki and I love all of them. Almost did all the Christmas ornaments. No way! You did? Oh, there's 40 of them in volume 1. That is cool. Well, we're going to have more ornaments coming up soon. Christmas is just around the corner. I know, I'm going to say this like that because I'm not a fan of Halloween, but I do Halloween patterns for y'all. And they asked for a lot of stress balls, as you can see, right? They wanted stress balls, take out stress balls. Okay, so let me show you what else is in the Crochet Club, because that's not all, right? We have a huge list of things that you get access to in the Crochet Club. This space, this community was made for you, by you, which means I took in your ideas and made them happen. I can make your dreams come true, if you want to call it that way, okay? It has more than 600 ad-free, printer-friendly patterns with checkoff boxes. Most of them, the only ones that don't, are the mystery crochet alongs, the annual crochet alongs, and the live crochet alongs, because there's multiple videos included for each part of the pattern, so it's separate that way. That's the only ones that don't have it. All the other ones do. Then we have a very positive, supportive community of like-minded crocheters. It feels like family. It feels like your best friends. So many people that you know, and you see them over and over and over again, and you really feel like there's a bond that you're creating with these people, and it's really, really cool. And if you ever miss out, which sometimes happens, and you can see in the comments when people miss out on any of the Zoom chats or something like that, they feel like, oh my gosh, something was missing this week, okay? And then they usually feel down, they go back to the replays so they get that feeling again, right? It's really, really cool. Anyways, you get exclusive patterns. As I said, you're the ones who tell me what you want to hear about, and then I do that, right? You get access to over 600 videos on top of that. Many of them are replays from the live tutorials, because I've been doing this since 2019, weekly. So, oh my gosh, there's a lot of videos right there. So as I said, 4 to 5 times a month, weekly live tutorials, hands-on, answering your questions, teaching you exactly what you want to be taught. And then, as I said, we also meet twice a month on Zoom. That is 6 to 7 virtual meetups every single month. You do not have to attend all of them, but you can. It's the option there for you. value. And if you do, you're going to have more fun that way. Anyways, easy, accessible crochet resources, first priority in pattern requests. I don't take any other pattern requests, by the way. I get pattern requests on a daily. Unless it's from a TCC member, I literally have to tell them that I can't do it unless they join the membership, because that is where my focus is, because they're the ones who are building the community exactly how they want it to be, and I'm making it happen. Okay, so if you ever have a pattern request, the only way I'll take them is in the Crochet Club. They, as I said, they also get special coupon codes for ebooks, and on top of that, I also give them inspirational quotes and motivation through the emails. It is really, really fun. Okay, how do I access them? I just showed it to you. It's in the TCC vault, and if you don't know where that is, email me. Okay, I just showed you my email address earlier. I'll show it to you later again. Email me and I'll send you the link again, so that way you have a reminder link, and that way you can save it too, so you always have that link ready to go. Just email me. Okay, hello everyone. Okay, so just wanted to check if there's another question in here. Okay, I think I'm good. So now let's hop over what you also get access to, because we have a special deal in the Crochet Club right now. It is 25% off with that coupon code right there. Do you see that coupon code right there? That is the one that gets you the 25% off. Now I'm going to grab my link real quick. So I'm going to pop it into the comments, so that way, in case you want to tap that, you can, in case you don't want to, type it up yourself. So I'm going to pop it into the comments real quick, so that way everyone has the link. This is the link. Just make sure you remember that coupon code right there. Feel free to take a screenshot if you like. That coupon code is only valid until October 10th of 2025. Everything is 25% off, the monthly, the quarterly, and the annual member. However, if you join us as a new annual member, you get access to this gift box too if you live in the US. Okay, I literally ship this out to the continental United States, to everyone who joins us as a new annual member, including those who upgrade. So if they're currently a monthly, quarterly member and they upgrade, they also get this. Okay, so it is a variety of things in here, but you don't get access to everything. So there's a lot of goodies right here. So let's talk about them. So it is going to be, do you see that pouch over there? And then on the background, you see a drawstring. It's going to be one or the other, the pouch or the drawstring, right? So that's kind of how it works. You may also get 1, 2, or 3 different skeins of yarn, right? I don't have any wool at home usually, so it's most likely going to be acrylic yarn of some sort. I rarely have wool, okay? Sometimes I do. So if you ever are allergic to wool, let me know, so I'll make sure that I don't send it to you, but I rarely have it. Then you also have some, either a little notepad with a hook and a pair of scissors, or you may even get a gauge, a quick gauge, or you might be able to get the little tin right there that you see where you can put your stitch markers in. We even have special stitch markers from Twice Your Cheap. Those 3 that I just mentioned, all from Twice Your Cheap. We had a special promotion a few months ago, so there's a few left over. So I'm sending those out in these mystery boxes, right? The other thing is that I have some handmade, like literally I made them, stickers or sticker pads, like a little sticker sheet with multiple stickers on them. I also have some keychains or some pins. They all say I'm a member of the Crochet Club, so that way you can show it off proudly. Okay, and then we also have a special keychain that is a measuring tape. That one is popular. Oh, that one is popular. Everyone wants one, and in every box there is one. We also have a tapestry needle in there as well. Plus we have a few papers that remind you of how to access the membership, how to get access to the group, etc., etc. All the information's right there. So this is the mystery yarn goodie box that I'm shipping out to new US annual members, even if you upgrade from monthly to quarterly. Really cool. Let's see. What is everyone's favorite crochet hook? Yours is a tulip brand, Nana says. Mine is currently the We Crochet Dots hooks, or I also have the Furls crochet hooks. So sometimes I use Furls, sometimes, most of the time I use We Crochet Dots hooks. So I kind of go back and forth between them. I have like a whole range of Furls hooks. I have more Furls hooks than anything else. But I currently use a lot of Dots hooks. So if you ever see me with a hook, it's typically the Dots hooks that I use. They're very affordable. They're ergonomic. These ones are also ergonomic. They are not the Dots hooks though. So I absolutely love the Dots hooks. If you ever need a link for the Dots hooks, hooks. Let me see. Do I have a hook here in front of me? What happened to my hooks? I'll show it to you. Here is an example of the dots hooks. These are the ones that I use. I love them. They're light, they're easy to use, they're ergonomic, love them. They're also longer. I know some people always say, I like clover. I don't. Because they're too short. The clover ones, they poke my my hands, my palm, right? They're so short. They're literally, this is the this is the distance that they're shorter. The clover hooks, this is the distance, right? So if I hold my hook, you can see how it points outwards. That way it doesn't poke my palm. And clover hooks poke me. Don't like it. Then there's also Susan Bates hooks and stuff. Those don't have any ergonomics on it. I don't like them because they're too thin. I feel like I have nothing in my hand. And then I have to grip it too hard. So I don't like those. I like ergonomic hooks. So dots hooks are currently my favorite. As I said, I'm not a fan of clover. I used to love them. And then I realized that my hands get sore with them. So once the We Crochet dots hooks came out, I was a fan of them immediately, but I switched beforehand to furls hooks. So I first was a lover of clover, then I realized my hand hurt, then I went to furls, and then I had the dots hooks. So just that you know, I don't have a link immediately available because I wasn't thinking about, sharing about this. But if anyone wants a link, email me and I will send you a link for any of these that I just talked about, okay? No worries, just email me and I will send you a link. Okay, so now let's talk about the price breakdown of all of these. Oopsie, that's not the price breakdown, but that's a sneak peek into, let me actually show that for a second so you guys know how everyone was so excited when I made the picture grid happen. Yes, I actually made this happen a few months ago and they went bonkers for it. Do you see the reviews that I got when I made the picture grid happening? Because they didn't have to just use the search feature. They had a visual representation of what's in each category. They loved it. Oh my God, they went crazy for it. Anyways, and this is what I was actually trying to show you, and that's the price breakdown of the Crochet Club. By the way, we have prices at the end. Don't take off just yet. We have prices in just a few minutes, okay? So this is the price breakdown. When you add the 25% coupon code right there on the top, you can join us as a new annual member, quarterly or monthly. All the features of the Crochet Club are the same no matter which level. The only difference is the extra free gifts for the annual member if they live in the US, but it's only valid until October 10th, okay? That's how it works. So if you take the annual and you would break it down into monthly, and then compare it to the actual monthly, you can see that you're saving more. That would be $8.69. Skip a few pizzas, skip a few frappuccinos, and then you can join the Crochet Club and feel better. Make an investment into yourself, right? Remember, we have a lot of yarn at home, right? And we spend money on yarn all the time. But your most expensive yarn is the one you don't use, okay? Make sure you use your yarn. Same is true for your hooks, right? And here, you also have this available to you. You literally make an investment in yourself. You do this for yourself and you feel so much better. Everyone who has ever joined the Crochet Club and experienced the community feeling and were part of the community, even if you're an introvert, you don't have to talk. You just have to be there, right? We will never force you to talk if you don't want to. You can just lurk around and be good because you just want to take in and juice up, right? With that community feeling. And that's really what you get in the Crochet Club. On top of that, you also have the quarterly and monthly ones that you can join us, okay? A lot of crocheters started out with the monthly and quarterly just to get an introduction into the Crochet Club, see what the whole fussle and bustle is about, and then later on upgrade it to annual. There's a lot of them that do that, okay? This is why I provide that option. However, we have 80% of the members are annual members because it is cheaper in the long run. They don't have to worry about it. It's cheaper than therapy, okay? And you literally have access to all of that content I just showed you. Over 600 ad-free patterns, printer-friendly, checkoff boxes, exactly what you've been asking for, right? And the patterns are all around it, surrounded by the ideas that you guys came up with, right? And so you get to have a voice in the community. 6 to 7 virtual meetups every single month. We have so much fun in the community that we would love for you to be part of it. And right now, as I said, it's 25% off until tomorrow, October 10th, 2025. And you also have a chance to get one of these gift boxes. What do you think? Do you want one of those? Do you want that feeling? Let me know. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of things just to show you what other people are saying. So let me show you. I have here a couple of reviews. Let me see. I'm just going to to pop up 2 of them right here. Stacy, I already read, but feel free to pause the video and read it yourself again. I'm going to read Maxine's for a second. I don't know if Maxine is here, but I'm going to read it right now. It says, I love TCC. I've been a member for a little over a year. The live videos Nikki teaches every Tuesday are very imaginative, and you learn something new. Nikki is very patient and a helpful teacher. She wants you to succeed. I love the group. It's like being part of a family. The Zoom meetings always put a smile on my face. Oh yeah, we had a big smile today, multiple times. My crocheting has improved so much after learning so many tips and tricks. I highly recommend TCC. It is worth every penny. Ta-da! I didn't force them to say that. But here you go. This is one of the reviews. Let me show you a couple more. But again, I'm just going to read one of them. How about I read Angel? She says, where to begin? How do I start talking about TCC? I've been crocheting since I was 13, but I only learned a basic stuff like single, double chain. I've only made Afghans and scarves. I saw crochet along with Nikki, and she was so informative, took her time showing the different stitches and how to assemble the project, but mostly she was dang bubbly. Yes, I'm very bubbly. That is what made me decide to become a member of the Crochet Club. I guess my bubbly personality helped you there. We have fun. She's so much fun to crochet with. I've been a member since early spring and I have not regretted it since. She answers questions consistently and fairly quickly. If it's not in the middle of the night, yes, that happens sometimes, she will always get back to you. You do get the support. You get the community. You get the fun personality. Not just mine, everyone else's too. We're all bubbly and chatty, right? And we have so much fun. It's all about the crochet, all about yarn, and of course the ad-free content you get on top of it. Yes, there are 2 nanas in here. Yes, there are. Tracy says, just join the annual. It is worth it. Lots of patterns, lots of support, and that candy vault is beautiful. She came up with that one, by the way. Yes, I will quote her on that one every time. I second Nana, Tracy. We have 2 nanas in here. It's not wrong to have 2 nanas. We have as many as we want them to be. Chrissy says, yes, yes, yes. I totally take that. All right, so let's go to some prizes. Shall we do it? You guys made it through. I want to remind you that we have one more live tutorial tomorrow, and we're going to do a stress ball together. So the Crochet Club, I'm going to let you know right away. The Crochet Club is the one that's going to get access to the written pattern for this. You guys are going to get access, if you're in the Crochet Club, to actually 2 versions of it. You're going to get the mommy and the baby. Okay, if you come join us to the live tomorrow, then you're going to get access to the baby pattern of what I'm making. And I'll tell you what it's going to be, and it's going to be a snowman. We're going to make a snowman stress ball where the mouth is the one that has the stress ball part coming out of it. Boop! So yes, that's what we're going to make, a little tiny snowman head where the stress ball's on the inside. You could add additional things to it, right? If you want the snowman to have a body, go add more to it if you like. But as I said, the written pattern is going to be in the Crochet Club with checkoff boxes and all. They get the mommy and the baby. And for everyone else, for literally the entire world, I'm going to teach the baby version tomorrow on camera. So that's going to be fun. Yes, that's what we're going to do. A lot of crocheters in the Crochet Club actually asked for a snowman. So I was like, you know what? We're going to make a snowman. Let's do it. They asked for it. They're going to get it. Everyone's like, yay, I can't wait. That's going to be so much fun. Anyway, so come back for us tomorrow where you're going to see that snowman. Okay, so we're going to make the baby. I'm going to make both of them at home. I have them ready to go. Take some pictures so you can see how it looks like. And then we're going to make the baby together. Tracy says, see, it's the best to become the member. That's right. Anyways, so that's going to happen tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific time. Calculate according to your time zone, so you know when that's going to happen. We're going to talk about the Crochet Club again. And one more time, prices. So speaking of prices, let's do the prices, okay? So you have a chance to win some of these prices right here. The spinny wheel is the one that's going to decide what you're going to win if you're a winner. Okay, we have 5 to 10 PDF patterns of your choice from our Ravelry store. $10, $20, or $30 Ravelry coupon code, again, only from my Ravelry store, then $10, $15, $20 off an ebook or a free ebook. And you also have a chance to get a free yarn box that I just talked about, but only if you're in the US. If you land on this and you're not in the US, you're going to get a free ebook instead. So those are the amazing prizes you have a chance to win. Yippee, yippee, yay! So let's do some questions. We're going to do 2 questions today. We unfortunately didn't reach 100, but I have this feeling we might do tomorrow with the snowman. Are we going to reach 100 tomorrow? Ooh, that would be cool, right? Then we can give away 3 prizes. Okay, so today we're going to do 2 prizes, therefore 2 questions. So let's do this. You guys are going to answer the question really quickly, typey, 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 and you're going to make sure that you only going to answer if you haven't won within the last month or 2. So if you haven't gotten the prize lately, then you get to answer, but answer 1 time per question, okay? So here's question number 1. It's going to be a random winner, and that has the correct answer. What did you learn in the beginning of this video? What sneak peek did I give you to show you how I teach in the Crochet Club and how much fun we have? How did you, well, not how, what did you learn about in the beginning of this video? I'm going to take a sip of water while you guys are doing the typey, typey, typeys. Tracy says the membership helps her with her OCD, obsessive crochet disorder. I like to hear that. That's a good one. Claudia says she's frozenly waiting. Oh my God, that's a good one. Let it go, let it go. That was a good one. I can't sing, just that you know. All right, so here we go. I'm waiting for you guys to typey, typey, typey. What did I teach you about at the beginning of the video? There is a lot of things I talked to you about, but it was something specific, and it was not specific the Crochet Club. You can't just say the Crochet Club. What did I teach you about in the beginning of the video? Make sure you answer that. Okay, it looks like most of you guys have the right answer, so I'm going to make sure that I'm going to pick a winner who has the correct answer. A couple of you I don't, but that's okay. So let me see. I'm going to remove this question right here, and we're going to find a winner together. Here we go. Cover my eyes. Mouse is in the right position. So scrolling up and down, and I'm going to stop. How about I'm going to stop right here. We have, I think this is Mabel. Is it Mabel? I'm just going to stick with Mabel, okay? Congratulations, Mabel! Yes, we talked about embroidery stitches this in the beginning of the video. That was a lot of fun, a lot of different stitches. Yes, Mabel! Let me see what Mabel won, okay? Okay, so Spinny Well will decide. As I said, I'm going to stick with Mabel. Hopefully that's your name. It looks like, where does it land? 5 PDF patterns of your choice. Woohoo! That's awesome. And some of my PDFs are differently priced, so you can get quite a bit of value there. That's really cool. Congratulations, Mabel. I'm going to show you my email address in a second, so that way you know how to get in contact with me to claim your prize. Okay? So let's go to question number 2. Quick reminder, we're going live tomorrow again with more prizes, so if you don't win, come back. Okay, question number 2. Here we go. Question number 2. When does the coupon code TCC OCT25 expire? I'm asking that question on purpose because I don't want you to miss out on it. So, when does it expire? I'll tell you this, it's 25% off. That's what the coupon code is valid for. But when does it expire? Okay, oh, she said her name is May Bell. Is it for Ma Bell or Maybell? I think I said it right? Mabel. Is it right? I'm so sorry. I'm terrible with names. Okay, in the meantime, everyone who has not won within the last month or 2, please answer this question. When does the coupon code expire? When does it expire? Hint, hint, it's on camera. It's literally on the screen. All you have to do is type it up. It's so easy. I make the questions easy on purpose so everyone has a chance to win. Do you see? You just have to invite your crochet besties to join us for these because we always have fun and we always give something away. Okay, so how we doing here? Everyone typey, typey, typey. Okay, looks like it. Okay, I'm going to remove the question out since now everyone answered. Hopefully everyone did. So I'm going to cover my eyes. Here we go. And let's find our winner together. I'm going to scroll up and down and I'm going to stop right. How about here? I have Barb. Is that right? Congratulations, Barb. Yes, that is the correct answer. Look, it was right there on screen. October 10th, 2025. Right there. Okay, so yes, that means it's tomorrow. You guys, tomorrow's the last day. So let's see what Barb won. According to the spinny wheel, Barb won. Where does it say? $10 off Rally coupon code. Woohoo! Congratulations to all the winners, Barb and Marble. Congratulations. So let me show you my email address. The email address is for everyone. If you're a winner or not, you can email me, okay? So I need you to email me. I would be mad if you don't. Please email me. For the winners, please email me with a screenshot of you winning, okay? Where your name is shown and the price, and put in the subject line, winner of the prize with today's date. Okay, I want the date on it. Please put that in there. It's really easy. Okay, you email me. Here's my email address. Okay, email me and I put in the subject line, winner of the prize, and then the date. And then in the actual email, you're going to put hello, blah, 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 and then put the screenshot in, the picture of you winning. Okay, that way you can prove me that you won. You are the winner of that specific prize, whatever the price is. Okay, so please email me. If anyone else has a question about the hooks that we talked about or anything else, you can email me, including the Crochet Club. If you have questions about upgrading, etc., etc., let me know. Email me, and that way I can help you. Let me remind you again that we're giving away these really special mystery boxes for those who join us as a new annual member. Come join us and claim one of these and grab your own. I will literally ship it to you. I will pay for shipping. You just have to live in the US and you join us as a new annual member by October 10th, 2025. Regardless if you used a coupon code or not, by the way, okay, in case you forget it or something like that, you get the box anyways. But you have to live in the US and you have to be a new annual member. If you've been a member before, then it can only be monthly or quarterly that you upgraded to annual, if that makes sense, okay? So that is what you're getting. It's a special gift. If you live internationally, you're going to get an ebook instead, okay? I shipped a lot of boxes already. Here's a different view of the boxes. A lot of them were shipped out already. I don't have many left. So come join us, claim one of them, and let me show you what you get access to in the Crochet Club because there are so many features. I have an entire list for you, okay? Over 600 ad-free crochet patterns, okay? You get a positive, supportive community of like-minded people. You will find your next crochet bestie there. Never ever crochet alone again. We always have fun. Exclusive patterns. You get to have a voice. You get to decide of what patterns are going to be next. We have a huge vault of video tutorials. You meet with us 6 to 7 times virtually every single month. If you wish to join all of them, these are the options for you. You get first priority in patterns, as I mentioned, new products added every single week, okay? Special coupon codes for ebooks and inspirational, motivational things. And we also have a referral program. So all my TCC members, if you're here and you know someone who wants to join, refer them, okay? Give them the link that I gave you guys. Then join them or have them join us, maybe even during this period of time. That way they are being registered as a referral. And just in case, it would be best if they also email me just to say, hey, this and this person referred me. And if you refer 3 people that join the Crochet Club, it doesn't matter which level they join, by the way, then you get a freebie from me. How cool is that? So make sure you refer others. And if you haven't joined us yet, come join us. We would love to have you because the boxes right here, let me show you where are the boxes again. My picture picture is gone. Where's my picture? Here we go. These boxes are literally ready for you. So claim one of them. Become a new The Crochet Club member. Become an annual member to get one of these. Otherwise, join us as a monthly or quarterly. We will love to have you in the Crochet Club. We would love to welcome you with open arms. Make an investment in yourself. Turn your crochet life around and make it even better. Let's have fun together. I'll see you back here tomorrow for the Snowman Stress Ball. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.